Leeds Castle, in its fairy tale setting, has been described as the loveliest castle in the world. 900 years old, shrouded in mist, mystery, and legend, famous for royal intrigue and conflict. Leeds Castle, just 30 miles from central London, is number 4 in our list of Britain's top 10 castles and palaces. Leeds was one of the palaces of Henry VIII. He didn't visit the castle often, but when he did, he made it count. Nearly 500 years ago, Henry changed the face of Leeds Castle forever. He planned a trip to France to visit the French King Francois.
He took an enormous entourage with him. All the important people from this country, the Archbishop of Canterbury, all the earls, went with him in order to impress his great rival, Francois I, the King of France.
The trip took years to plan. Henry was to stay just one night at Leeds before leaving for France. But the vastness of his entourage meant that the building had to be doubled in size. Henry had a whole new story added for his one-night stay. Henry also added his great banqueting hall, the largest room in the castle. Here, the king and his followers dined in great style. The next morning, Henry departed for his meeting with the King of France, leaving Leeds changed forever. Much of Leeds Castle's charm lies in its setting on the lake. Leeds has many American connections going back centuries. 2 families who owned Leeds Castle also owned huge tracts of land in the United States. They gave their names to towns and counties in Virginia, Culpeper and Fairfax. The sundial here tells the time in Virginia, and there is another in Virginia that tells the time at Leeds Castle. In the 20th century, the connection with the United States continued. William Randolph Hearst nearly bought it until he discovered there were no bathrooms, no electricity, and that the servants' quarters were the dungeons. Instead, the castle was restored by another American, the Honorable Olive Lady Bailey, who inherited part of the vast Whitney family fortune. She made the renovation of the castle her life's work. Lady Bailey installed electricity and the missing bathrooms in luxurious style. Leeds became the center of a glittering social world. Weekend house parties attracted royalty, politicians, and film stars. Douglas Fairbanks, Errol Flynn, and Charlie Chaplin all reveled at Leeds Castle. Tintagel Castle. This was built as a new Camelot and once held the secrets of one of the greatest legends of all time, King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. Here on the north coast of Cornwall, in the far west of England, history and mystery merge and mingle. Arthur, Merlin, Excalibur. The ruins, the legends, and the battles make Tintagel Castle number 3 in our countdown of Britain's castles and palaces. Every summer, people arrive at the village of Tintagel from all over the country to reenact the battles of Arthur against his enemies. Hundreds of enthusiasts come to fight in the mock battles. Many have studied medieval techniques of fighting, and they can't wait to put their knowledge into practice. The battles celebrate the links between King Arthur and the castle. Even Merlin, the magician, is rumored to have lived here. Merlin was the great wizard and protector of Arthur. At the bottom of the cliff beneath the castle, there is a cave. For centuries, it has been known as Merlin's Cave. The legend tells of a passage connecting the cave to the fortress above, so that Merlin could enter the castle secretly to weave his spells. These legends have created Tintagel. It was built 800 years ago by the Earl of Cornwall, brother of the King of England. The Earl became obsessed by the legends of Arthur and wanted to build his own Camelot, where Arthur had lived. He believed it was here.
It was an impossible task for the builders. It's halfway down a slope. His master mason must have said, "Where?" They must have gone to this trouble solely because the Earl of Cornwall wanted to be able to stand here and say, "I am heir to the legend."
The legends of Arthur are tales of romance, of courage, and of sorcery. Merlin the wizard plotted to put Arthur on the throne. They found a great sword wedged in a huge stone. Only the true king could draw it out. All the knights failed until Arthur took his turn, plucked out the sword, and was hailed king. Tintagel Castle also holds the secrets of other early kings who ruled this remote region.
This is known as King Arthur's footprint, and it may take us some way to bridge the gap between the legend and reality. All up and down the western seaboard of Britain, kings legitimized their rule by standing in the rock-cut footprints of their predecessors. Here at Tintagel, a king may have placed his foot in this rock-cut footprint to show that he was a true successor of a line of kings, stretching back into the past.
Tintagel holds so many secrets of history and legend that it is impossible to unravel which is which. Arthur, Merlin, Excalibur, reality, or fable. What will future generations make of the ruined remains of the Earl of Cornwall's fantasy, his new Camelot, Tintagel Castle? Coming up next, a castle of great jousting champions and great warriors.